Good morning, it's Becky with David-Becki International. Good morning. Whenever you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you. I wanted to talk for just a few minutes about procrastination. So the question is it a habit or is it a disorder? Whatever it is, procrastination is definitely a detriment to your success. So you need to figure out how to overcome that. So I want to talk about that just a minute here. And so the first thing that needs to happen to overcome procrastination is that you need to take focused and consistent action. And it's so important to make sure that you are focused. It is just, one of those things, and I know this from experience, is that when you lose your focus, you tend to stop doing things that are characteristic for you. I remember when I lost my focus, and I alluded to that in a previous video that I've done, is that you just totally forget about doing things. It's almost like a depression in some respects, but not quite that bad. But anyway, the best thing is to take focused and consistent action. And one of the things that I have learned is that when you do something consistently, then it becomes a habit. So that goes back to the question of procrastination. Is it a habit or is it purely psychological? And the funny thing is that I've been wanting to do this video now for almost 2 days, and when you see that word procrastination, I don't know, it just really does something to your psyche, and I have been like, okay, I really need to do this, and I keep putting it off. So you see, there is a psychological something or other that is attached to that word procrastination, and so you just have to take the bull by the horns and say, you know what, I'm done with that, we're going to move on. So I liked what Andrea Boulder, she is a gold medalist winner from the Olympics several years ago, but she says success is about what you do, not what you're born with. And that is so true. Success does not come by just what your parents did for you. Now we may look at athletes or celebrities, I mean, take for instance Paris Hilton. She is all in the news a lot and things like that, and I don't care for her. I'm not a follower of hers, but my point is that she has attained a certain level of celebrity status simply because of who she is. Now, does that mean that she's successful? Not necessarily. Okay, whether she is or not, I don't know. Like I said, I don't follow her, but she can't just take what she was born into and use that as success. Okay, so that's my point. So success is about what you do, it's not what you're born with. So in order to be successful, you must take action. It's about what you do and what you implement. Now, if you're doing something that isn't working, you need to make a clean break. You need to take into consideration all the things that you are doing, whether it's in your life, in your business, in your job, whatever is in your family. If there are things that just aren't working, then evaluate those things and figure out how you can tweak them, how you can make them better, or just discard them if they're not working. The definition of insanity: if you do what you've always done, you'll get the same results. That's not an exact quote, but it's pretty close. If you're all the time doing the same thing and you expect to get different results, then something's wrong with that. You can't expect to get different results if you keep doing the same thing over and over again. So you have to make a decision to change, okay? Make a decision to stop procrastination in its tracks. If you find yourself constantly over and over. There's one thing that you know you need to do, and you keep putting it off till tomorrow. Someone once said tomorrow never comes, and it doesn't. Okay? You need to look in the mirror and say, my worst enemy is standing right here in front of me. Your worst enemy is you. We just really need to take into consideration, and trust me, this is hard. It's hard for you to do. It's hard for me to do. It's very difficult to look at yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, you know what, I need to change. That's a difficult thing to do. One of the things that I can speak to is losing weight. Over and over and over again. I can't tell you how many pounds I've lost over the years. But you have to really make a decision if that's what you wanted, the thing that you want to change about yourself. This is the start of a new year. Make that a choice. I'm no longer going to procrastinate about this. I'm going to take matters into my hands, because no one else can change this for me. I've got to do it myself. So you need to make a decision to stop procrastination in its tracks. The next thing that you need to do is you need to identify the causes of your procrastination. Why is it that you procrastinate? There was a study done by a college student that I read, and she says that convincing evidence exists for both perspectives of whether it's a habit or a disorder. In the attempt to resolve the mysterious question, there was a study done, and they took a survey. It was an online survey by the Procrastination Research Group, which is kind of funny, okay? And the question was, to what extent is procrastination having a negative impact on your happiness? There were 2,700 responses. 46% said quite a bit or very much, and 18% claimed extreme negative effect. Okay, so there obviously is an epidemic of procrastination. Whether it's amongst young people, whether it's amongst old people, it doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter. I mean, you think of a child. How many times have you, now, my kids are grown, but I can remember my son especially, when he was younger, it's like, go clean your room, or take out the garbage, or whatever it was. Taking out the garbage was a big deal. And I would have to tell him over and over again, please go take out the garbage. That was his chore, and he hated it. He procrastinated constantly because he didn't want to do it. So you see, it's procrastination comes at any age. So it doesn't matter who you are or what age you are. Procrastination is the art of keeping up with yesterday and avoiding today. Yikes. We need to identify our causes. So what are some of the causes of your procrastination? Is it a lack of personal drive? Is it a lack of focus? Indecision? Anxiety? Overwhelm? What is it that is a part of you that continually causes procrastination in your life? Okay, if you have a lack of personal drive, then you need to do some personal development and figure out how to overcome that. If you have a lack of focus, you need to figure out what in your life is causing you to not focus on the things that you really need to do. Indecision is huge, because there are a lot of people who are very indecisive and can't really make up their mind about anything. Maybe that's the cause. Anxiety, overwhelm, especially in business, in the internet marketing world especially, there is so much to learn, and so many training courses and this and that and the other that you can take, that overwhelm is a huge issue for some people. And I know for me in the beginning it was a huge issue, because there's so much to learn, there's so much to do. But if you identify that as one of your causes, then there are things that you can do to lessen that overwhelm. And one of the things is just to make sure that you choose little bites at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Okay, so there are different strategies that you can utilize to eliminate the procrastination in your life. One of those is to create your daily method of operation. And I did a video just the other day and showed you a little bit of my daily method of operation that I had created for myself. And I have to tell you, it's working out pretty well. So far, so good. This is like 3 or 4 days into this that I created it, and I'm using it. Now, does it work 100%? No, because you have to tweak it. Okay, you have to, there are different things that you don't know what each day will bring, and so you have to really figure out what works best for you and then tweak it as you go along. Like I said in that video, you can always change things. Create a plan of action for your business. What things are you going to do to make your business or your life? This could apply to your life as well. What is a plan of action for your life? What do you want to do with your life? Whether you're young or old, this still works. And then another thing is to create a map of the tasks that you need to accomplish. I have a running list that I have like 3 or 4 little legal pads that are by my desk that I keep notes in, and one of them is strictly for a running task list. So as I get those tasks done, then I can check those off my list, and I'm constantly looking at it whenever it comes to, I've completed a task, and I'm looking onto that task list to make sure of what I have coming up next, and check off those things that I've done, which is really cool. I mean, if you're like me, checking something off a list is really, it makes you feel accomplished, even if it's just brushing your teeth. Okay, it just, oh yes, I did that for the day. So those are just some strategies that you can use to help eliminate procrastination. So the last thing I want to leave you with is nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal, and nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. The biggest thing that you need to take away from this today about procrastination is that you need to make a mental decision to change your attitude and to change the way that you think. Change your mindset. Make sure that you are in the proper mindset to eliminate procrastination. So I hope you have enjoyed this, and let me know your thoughts. Join us, davidbeckiinternational.com, and let us help you to further your dreams. We will talk to you soon.